You're into AI. This is the moment. This is the moment. Well, let me introduce you, Larry. Yet another AI personal assistant and so on. No, this is not what's all about. Today, we will talk about how I got to this point, how the potential is there for all the people out there leveraging AI in 2026, and it will go wild. What I'm showing here is an AI team working according to the ICOR methodology. It knows perfectly what a goal, a project, and all these things are, because that's what we define in ICOR. It knows perfectly how team communication works, all these things. And when I started building this, it was literally insane, because it shows the power of providing the right structure to your tools in order to leverage this. So I will introduce you to currently my personal team, and this will become our team working for us in the company. That's Larry. And the idea behind Larry was, well, it started with OpenClaw. You probably have seen the personal assistants and so on, and I got hooked too, but I never saw using it with Claude API to pay all individually. It's insane. It's not sustainable. And then, you know, buying local machines and Orandis and VPN, whatever. There's much simpler way. Here, Larry is now working with my normal Claude Max plan. While I'm using 2 Claude Max plans maxed out on $200 per month, you don't need this. You can use, and the things that we provide here, you can use with ChatGPT or any other tools that allow you to hook into your tools, all right? Using MCP servers and so on. We get to this in a moment. But here you go. This is Larry, and I zoomed in, that's why it looks so strange. All these team members have real characteristics. That's the personality. We have intelligence, which is reflected by the model it's using. Reliability, motivation. This is updating automatically based on how I'm talking to this team member. If I'm always angry or things like that, motivation will start to drop. It has a whole history, biography. Look at this. Single dad raising a teenage fox kid named Max. I didn't come up with this. I will tell you in a moment how this works. And then the capabilities of what Larry is capable of, okay? And all I need to do is start a chat with Larry. And what you see here might look like an application and it's amazing, but in the end, it's just Claude under the hood. I could open up Claude Desktop, go to Claude Code and ask exactly the same questions. It has access to the same things here. And this is just me wanting to have a nice visual representation. And I just like the idea of these animals in the suits to represent, and you see this in a moment, to represent the specialities. Okay, so he's ready. And now I could start asking any question. Can you create a last video? Let's see what he will do, because it's not perfect yet, so I'm still training Larry, but he should be now able to perfectly understand what I'm looking for and then delegate it to the right team members. And he did it because Pixel is our illustrator and designer in the team, and he's trained on using Nano Banana Pro and all these things. He picks up the reference images, the app logos, and all these things that we have in our BKM system, the business knowledge management system. That's the beauty. We have an idea incubator, and those who don't know this is what we teach in ICOR. If you go through the project management like a pro course, you know these terms then. We have an idea incubator, we have agenda meetings, all these things AI is using, and it's insane how effective AI becomes this way. And this just shows how much more effective teams can become, real human teams, right? Because it is always the same thing. It's the back-end structure that we need to provide for anyone, AI or human, to thrive. So how this works, I reach out to Larry. If he cannot do the job, he will reach out to Nolan. Nolan is HR. He will search for the best people out there, the best AI agents out there, right? Together with Pax, who is the senior research specialist, who has access to Perplexity. And this depends on yourself, you know, what you are hooking up there. You can use Perplexity. You can use the normal web search. All these things that needs to be dynamic. And that's the beauty, because you can use your own tools with these things, get integrated in the remaining team. And this is how dynamically the AI team expands. And I'm using the visuals here because I just like to see it, like, you know, Quinn, he's running on Haiku, and he's the quick research specialist. If something needs to get looked up up quickly. He's the guy that this guy is looking up. Buzz just joined the team. He has full access to Metricool, which is a social media distribution platform. He has MCP access whenever we create a video, and that's what I'm working on right now, because we have now Reel, okay? He's the video editor now. I love these images. So that's the video editor, and I just need to hand over my video recording, and he will go and start editing the videos. Or the YouTube scriptwriter Penn, right? He will create scripts and titles and then hands over to Pixel to make ABC testing between thumbnail and title and all these things. And all based on a common BKM system, business knowledge management system. Here, front-end developer, Kino is motion graphics designer. There's even an international law specialist if we have any questions. And then we have Marty, YouTube analytics. So the thing is, all these agents have connections to our business tools. And that's the beauty about this. I see the question on YouTube, what is the framework for your AI team? Well, the framework, if we go in tool agnostic, it's the ICOR framework that this is running on. The methodology that we teach, this is taught to the team. So all of them work according to ICOR. And this is why delegation works perfectly and all these things. When it comes to infrastructure, we have in the backend SQLite database. And if this is too technical terms, it doesn't matter, because Claude would recommend it to you if you ask if it can help you. Running on Telegram, okay? No problem. And I can run this with my normal Claude Max plan. This is insane, guys, because this is within the terms of conditions as far we understand this, that Claude restricts and bans account that run on Autopilot. So I'm not running here cron jobs and auto waking the AI and work autonomously. I have to do manual interaction, human input to get an output. But this goes a long way with the right skills. Oh, let's see, your thumbnail is already there. Okay, so it's in my owner's inbox. Where did you store this? And these are the 3 thumbnails. You see how consistent these are, using the blue and orange colors of the branding and so on. And this is early stages. I can keep refining, and with each iteration things get better. But this is only working if you have a solid foundation behind all this. My next test is, I have already ClickUp MCP. I already created a workspace just for them using the ICOR template in there. And now I will let them loose and let's say set up your own projects in there, you know. So that's something I'm doing already with my ICOR. Whenever I'm updating my ICOR, working on, here's my ICOR app, okay? And here is all the things. It's also connected with Kenny when members handing in their requests and so on. But look at all these things. This is not created by me. Well, the things with overdue are created. I can remove this. It's no longer needed. But you see all these things that got completed. These are all tasks that I was just communicating with Claude. And then they created these tasks. And then not only the tasks, but all the context, okay? An issue with member sign up and all these things. And then we have, it adds the comments here. Whenever things got updated, it added all this. So now I can tell Larry, in this case, to go back and check out if there was any task related to something. What about the open tasks? Can we complete them? Can we update them? It has full context awareness, and it gives us the visual representation of status updates and so on. So they're working in an isolated space. I don't want to let them mess with our normal projects, but this is working perfectly, and it's all based on skills. And when you are fed up with all this terminology for AI, skills, commands, agents, it is all the same as in real world. Skills for agents is the same as SOPs, what they need to do, the steps they need to do, how they do it, the quality assurance of the output it should be. All these things, if in a properly set up business, are existing. And then there are whole, coaches telling, oh, you have to have your standard operating procedures, all these things. That's exactly the same as you have to treat AI. Those are much closer to human employees than ever before. Their gap between I have to create an automation, I need to hire a developer who understands the backend and how to connect things, and then everything is rigid, and if you change one thing, everything breaks. This is over because everything is now based on natural language and will just go wilder. 2026, as I say. When now Apple, and that's my final word today, when Apple now launches Gemini on iOS and macOS, this will be the moment where everything shifts. This will be the moment where the world will start adopting AI non-stop. ChatGPT was just a precursor. Why was this so successful? Well, because you were able to suddenly talk whatever you had on mind and you got something out of it. And then people came up with prompt engineering and all these things. This is no longer necessary because it gets it. Okay, it really gets it. And if you really want to have it in a guardrails, this is where you create the skills or the specific agents and things like that, which is also based on you just tell AI to create these things. So the last thing that you did, create a skill out of it, create a standard operating procedure out of it. It is directly related to the real physical world as before. I always said, you hire a personal assistant, they have no clue what to do. And then you have to create standard operating procedures. But since day one, all I did, I had a call with my employee, new onboarding. I showed all the things. The call got recorded. And then I let the employee use the recording and write the standard operating procedure out of it, because it not only saves time so I don't have to do it, but it also shows me if the employee actually understood what I was teaching during the session. And it's the same feedback loop that we need to give for AI. You see, great team communication skills, great team organization and management skills will go a long way with AI. If you get it right in your business the past years, AI will be just easy for you to implement. If not, now is the moment to learn these skills, and those skills won't go away. They will become even more important. Delegation, management, and experts, because also, that so many people lose jobs. I'm sorry for all the people losing jobs, for example, doing data input or online research, all these things that people hired a lot of people on Fiverr. It's pointless now, because if I have to pay $200, even if I pay $1,000 per month for Claude, it would be 10x more worth it having this than having people doing it, because it's up 24/7 and the return of investment is just through the roof. But for the people who are experts and also those people losing their jobs, this is now the opportunity, because you can unleash your creativity. You can unleash how your business scales and implement. You run so much faster because AI allows you now to remove all the friction that you had before, all the administrative work, all the lookup work, all this shit. And even if you don't have a properly set up system, you will be better than before using it this way. And that's how you need to see it. You can now fully concentrate at what you are good at. And at least at this point, AI always lives in the past. And we are the ones as humans still being the innovative force. So if I have a new idea, I can talk to AI what is out there that we can use to build this new idea. But AI will never come up when you say come up with a complete new innovative app that everybody will use or a thing. It will always look what is out there already. So this spark still needs to come from you as a human. Everybody, this was today's session. So much for joining. And if you're not inside my ICOR yet, join us related to AI. There will be a lot more coming in the next weeks. This week starting next week, and this is where we will now unleash what Paco and I have been building with AI since 2021, where we've met with Mem even before ChatGPT was a thing. We've been using already AI and tried to replace so many systems with AI. I can tell you, now is the moment. And it's not just a moment for the nerdy things, because this was already possible a year ago, that you can leverage AI at max speed and things like that. This year is for everybody to being able to leverage AI, because it's so accessible now.